This has been a very interesting week for me. A couple different things. I'll be honest, up until 30 seconds ago, I didn't know what I was going to talk about here. Like, I legit had zero idea, but something sprung to mind. So there is, I've got a colleague who is going through a change. That is a colleague that I've worked very, very closely with for a number of years. Someone that I truly respect, someone I look up to, someone who has impacted my career immensely, impacted my life immensely. And really surprisingly, last night I got a friend request on Facebook. I normally ignore them. I think I got like 150 of them just pending because I just ignore them. But I looked at it because it had a really weird name. And as I'm scrolling through the pictures, I'm like, holy fuck, that looks like this dude that I grew up with. And I looked at the Facebook Messenger. You know how it, like, messages from people that aren't your friends, they stick into some folder somewhere? And there was a message in there, and sure as shit, it was this dude that I grew up with, guy that I haven't seen in probably 30 years or something. He's like, hey, I got your name from such and such, and I just wanted to get in touch, see how things are going, etc. So it was two very interesting situations this week, and kind of the commonality that I'm bringing that back to is the importance of recognizing people that have been in your life, people that have made a difference, people that have meant something to you, people that do mean something to you, and the importance of, you know what, before I even get to that, I want you to think about somebody in your life at any point, and hopefully you have an example of this, where somebody has very heartfelty, like they sent you a very heartfelt message to tell you how much something meant to them. Thank you for helping me with this. Thank you for being in my life. Thank you for, you know, whatever it may be. I love you. I love how you do X, Y, and Z. And think about the way that feels, or the way that felt at that time. And think about how important that is. Think about the real, true, intimate connections that you have with other people. I can only speak for myself. I don't have a whole lot of those. I just don't. And I think it's super important if you can think about those moments when you've made a difference in someone's life, whether it's someone that you were just really good friends with, someone that you helped through a situation, maybe somebody that you mentored in a career thing, whatever the case may be. Just think about the importance of that relationship and how proud you felt. And if somebody shared that information with you, think about the emotions that you go through with that. And then I want you, this is another ask. I'm asking a lot of you this week, chat. My ask is there anybody out there that maybe you should reach out to? Is there anybody out there that maybe made a difference in your life? And this is something that when I had the honor of leading people, this was a conversation that we had a lot, and an activity that I had them go through is there somebody that's worth reaching out and saying, hey, I just want you to know that you made a huge impact in my life when you did X, Y, and Z. Or, you know what, when we used to be friends, I could always look forward to this and that. Or, hey, you are my friend, and I can always rely on you for this. And think about those things. I think those things are super, super important. And you know what, if you have the opportunity to reach out to somebody, I challenge you to do that, especially in this climate, right? I mean, Brian talked about how, you know, there are people who are out there flinging their stuff around and hanging out in groups of 50 people and blah, 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 blah. But there's a lot of us that aren't doing that. There's a lot of us who are still very, very isolated. There's a lot of people who are really lonely, and a lot of people are suffering, you know, through a lot of mental health issues because of this. Maybe you can make a huge difference. And you know what, even if it's not a mental health situation, it still feels pretty goddamn good for someone to reach out and say, hey, you made a difference in my life. So if you get that opportunity, please do that. And to that colleague of mine who's having a very interesting week this week, I hope you get a chance to see this. And even if you don't, I very possibly might clip it out of the podcast and send it to you. But thank you for everything that you did. You made a huge impact on my career, a huge impact on my life. I care a lot about you, and I would not be the person that I am today without the help that you gave me. And I cannot thank you enough for that. And I hope whatever you move on to, whatever that next step is for you, I hope it's an amazing one. And God knows you deserve it. So maybe that was a little too personal, but that's what's on my mind today.